There are a lot of companies that should be on the stock market but aren't. Hey guys, Curious Pejjy here. Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day and staying safe. As you guys already know, I am a curious person, especially when it comes down to investments and money. So I started to wonder, what companies out there should be on the stock market but isn't? And so the research started, and in this video, I came up with 5 companies that I think it should be on the stock market but aren't. In this video, you're gonna see what these 5 companies are, obviously, as well as some background information and a little bit of research, and probably put these companies in your watch list so when they do go IPO or on the stock market, you guys can grab some shares. Majority of these 5 companies I already do use on a daily basis or maybe weekly basis because their service is just fantastic. And I love investing in companies or stocks that I use on a daily basis because if I like the service, I would like to be a little bit of an owner in that company as well. I like to be part of them profits, you know? So you already know, once these companies do go IPO and on the stock market, it's time to go all in, but not right away because we already know what happens nowadays when things IPO. Please note, guys, that I am not a financial advisor. I'm just some guy on YouTube that likes to do YouTube videos and talking about investments and money because I'm just a curious person. I'm a curious Pejjy. So without further ado, let's get into the video. All I ask in return is a like, and if you guys want to see more of these prediction videos and more depth investing videos, hit that subscribe button so you guys will be notified, and the bell, hit the bell as well so you guys will be notified when my video drops. All right, let's start off with stock number 1 or company number 1. The first company on the list here is called Turo. So if you guys haven't heard of Turo yet, it's basically a website or an app that allows you to go and rent out cars very easily and cheaply. There's all kinds of cars there. There's like the exotic cars, convertible cars, you know, reliable cars, fun cars, all kinds of cars there. The best way that I can describe it, it's pretty much the Airbnb of cars. I personally and honestly do use Turo very frequently when I'm in town or when I'm going to another country or when I'm visiting a country, because it's very easy to rent out cars, much cheaper than when you go through an actual rental company. And overall, there's a lot of nice cars there for it's the fraction the price of what rental companies would give you. For example, this Audi R8, yes, it needs you to be over 30 years of age, and sometimes it's over 25, but all depends on the leasee. But check this out, guys. There's no $5,000 or $10,000 down payment or security deposit like other rental companies would ask you to do. It's flippin' awesome, but there are some downsides with Turo. From my own personal experience, when I do pick up the car, I do find some stuff not in the best conditions. Like for example, the seats are not the newest, they're pretty old and dirty. Some buttons on the radio doesn't work. There's no AUX cable, for example, that I always request them to do. And sometimes, I mean, you have to understand that these are people's cars. These are cars that you and I can just rent out for anyone to drive. It's not like a rental company where everything's perfect when you pick it up. So don't always put your hopes extremely high. There are things to be expected. But for the most part, it's pretty darn solid. I'm pretty happy with it. The good news is about Turo is that they are set to IPO sometime this year in 2021, and I would love to have some shares, but not right away, because we know the hype. As soon as a known company goes IPO, the price just goes berserk, overvalued, and then it drops down. And then we who buy it, the retail investors, we just hold the bag. So it's good to just wait a bit, then buy maybe 3 months, 5 months, 6 months down the line once the price is reasonable. But it's definitely a big buy because it's big business and they're growing pretty nicely. One thing that I love to mention about Turo is that they are backed by Google Ventures, which is great news for investors because Google does have this sector. If you guys haven't checked out how much Google stock will be in 10 years, check it out. You guys will find a lot of good information in that video. So yes, Turo is one company that I'm keeping a very good eye on because again, Turo is a fantastic company. It allows you and I to rent out cars and put our cars onto that platform to make extra passive income as well. So it's amazing. And it's also a disruptive company to the car rental business because they rip you off, and Turo is coming here and just, you know, taking away their market share, and they're pretty darn angry about that, just like how hotels were with Airbnb. But, you know, you gotta love these disruptive companies, man. They're the best. The second company here is called Wingly, and if you guys haven't heard of Wingly, I don't blame you because they're not in North America, they're in Europe. But it's pretty much the Airbnb, the Turo, or the Uber of airplanes. That's right, they're doing this to airplanes now. Man, these disruptive companies are getting smarter and smarter, and they're finding ways to do it. but I love it. With over 350,000 members and 20,000 flights, this type of service can really boom. I mean, just look how cheap it is per person. Bruh, like if this continues to grow and grow and grow and grow, it'll really disrupt the aviation sector because it's just like Toro and Airbnb is really gonna bother them. I mean, imagine you flying to another city or another country with your own private jet, with tenth of a price, fifth of a price of an actual airplane ticket. That's just insane. And just thinking about the revenue and the sweet profits they're going to make just off this, it's going to be sweet. Like really sweet. Although that we can't see any figures or sales or profits from this company, it is a private company, so it does make sense for them not to release it. And they haven't said anything about going to the stock market anytime soon or nothing at all. This is one company that I like to keep my eye on because the fundamentals are solid here. I mean, people that I've known that taken Wingly, they're extremely happy about it. What they tell me is that they get on the airplane, that's just them and the pilot, and they just go to that city. That's it, which is just absolutely insane. There's none of that hassle of you going to the airplane and all that, rubbish. You guys know what I'm talking about. So the fact that I can fly private, cheap and fast, it's just a no-brainer at this point, man. I mean, if this was in North America, that's what I'd be doing all the time. Sadly, I'm not. And it's not in North America either, so rip. But this is a company that I would definitely love to invest in. If I could find a way to invest in them privately, I would. This is one company, Wingly, that I think that should be on the stock market, hopefully soon. The third company on the list here is none other than TikTok. TikTok. Who doesn't love TikTok? Who doesn't know TikTok, man? It's been booming for the past 2 to 3 years. The pandemic really brought TikTok to its golden shine, man. Everybody was on TikTok, man. And by the way, if you guys are not following me on TikTok, follow me at Curious Pejjy. I do post often, sometimes, so you guys can see what I do there. But yes, man, TikTok has been booming lately and they're taking everything by a storm. Ever since the pandemic, the social media company has been on a roll with almost 3 billion downloads worldwide. Like, that's insane. To put that into perspective, Facebook has a total of 3.3 billion. Correct me if I'm wrong, because the figures that I found doesn't seem to be that correct. I think it's a lot more than that. But nonetheless, it's saying that TikTok has surpassed Facebook in downloads, which says something. I think it says more than something. I mean, the fact that Facebook has been around since I think 2001 or something, and now TikTok surpasses them within like a few years. I mean, it's just crazy impressive. Although there's a lot of downloads with TikTok, there's not much active users compared to Facebook, but it's definitely on the rise. I do want to mention here that TikTok is banned in India, and India is a very big market when it comes to social media platforms. Like Facebook and Instagram is huge in India. So, I mean, you're not exposed to about 1 to 1.5 billion people. I mean, that's gonna hurt you. Despite all this, TikTok is the next social media generation. I mean, Instagram is copying TikTok with Reels, Instagram Reels, and Snapchat is doing the same thing with their platform, something similar. And as well as, other platforms are slowly copying what TikTok's doing because the idea works. I personally love the fact that you can get your favorite song and make a video out of it. The marketing of whatever product or whatever you're trying to promote, or if you're just gonna have a fun time on TikTok and go viral easily. That's what everybody wants, man. And honestly, that's why I love TikTok. I've grown my Nature Boy channel with TikTok massively. I've grown one of the companies that I work with TikTok massively as well. So it really helps with the marketing. It's really a good source of marketing and it's a lot of fun. So as you guys may know, TikTok is owned by ByteDance, which is a Chinese company. And although they were supposed to be bought out by Oracle, if they weren't bought out by a US company, they wouldn't be allowed in US. Remember that all that nonsense that happened like a year ago? Well, yeah, that's on hold because Trump is no longer president. So that's on hold for now. See what's gonna happen. Now, talking about the financial sides of TikTok, TikTok is losing billions of dollars, but the growth is unbelievable. They are investing a lot of money into TikTok. They're actually trying to compete with YouTube with their Creator Fund program. Although they're not available all around the world, I think they're only available in the UK, in the US, some European countries where they get to make some money while they make some TikTok, which really will help me out if that was the case where I live. But sadly, they don't allow, the country that I'm in to have creator funds, which sucks. Could have been the next passive income, But I know later in the future that they will definitely allow everyone to be accepted in the Creator Fund program as long as the company BitDance is making money, because that would make sense. So yeah, until that day. But when it comes down to the stock market and going IPO, I'd rather BitDance or TikTok or whatever to go on the stock market just by themselves. I don't want them to be part of Oracle. I'm not saying Oracle is a bad company. Their growth was amazing. The sales were amazing. Everything was, I mean, the return on that company is insane. But you know, I don't know too much about Oracle, to be honest. And when I want to invest in TikTok or BitDance, I know what I'm investing in. So if something happens to Oracle and their business goes down and their TikTok doesn't, I don't want to be responsible. I don't want any share of that losing pie, because that's not what I'm investing for. So I would much prefer if BitDance would go on the stock market alone and not with the company. That way, you know, I know what I'm investing in. But on the other hand, you can't really trust the Chinese government, because with all the stock market, they don't allow any monopolization or whatever. So that's also a difficult situation. So we just have to see what's going to happen. I just hope the right thing will happen. That way I can just go all in on TikTok as well. Moving on to the fourth company, and this has to be one of my favorite companies because I've been using them for past 2 to 3 years and I'm extremely happy with them. Well, not extremely, but I'm really happy with them, and it's called Questrade. And I'm sure you guys heard about this as well. Questrade is pretty much an online stockbroker where you can invest into stocks, short-term, long-term, whatever you guys like, do some callbacks, you know, all those cover calls, whatever you guys want. It's a stock brokerage. It's literally another platform like Robinhood, M1 Finance, I mean, Webull, same thing, but Canadian version, Questrade. I personally do use Questrade as one of my brokerage, as one of my portfolio, 2 of my portfolios actually, on Questrade to invest into stocks, and I love the experience. Although at the time it's only available in Canada and the United States, at the time of this video at least, they are crushing it. With more and more investors signing up and Questrade giving good benefits, like each transaction is $4.95 compared to $9.95. Yeah, that's how much our banks and Canada charge us each transaction when we buy or sell a stock, which is just absolutely nuts. But $4.95 is a better deal than $9.95, and as well as all ETFs that you buy is commission free. So that's also nice as well, because some banks don't do that at all. But just like Questrade's slogan, it says keep more of your money, and I guess that's what it's doing. Since Questrade is a private company, their sales and profits are not available, but I know some people who do work inside Questrade and they're saying they're doing amazingly well, doing all-time highs pretty much. And I do believe that because the stock market is at an all-time high and there's more people investing than ever before today than last year or the year before. And I only do see this increasing when more people slowly get to understand what financial literacy is. And so the stock market will become one of the best, I mean, it is the best place to generate wealth, but it'll be more common as we go forward. So companies like Questrade will benefit heavily. So as soon as Questrade decides to go on the stock market, you already know I'm gonna be going all in, but not right away. Again, we all know what happens when known companies go IPO. Yeah, we gotta wait. We gotta wait. Questrade is definitely eyed on by me more than Toro actually, and TikTok, because we already know Questrade does make money and a lot of profit, and it does have a great future. The fifth company here is Next Level, and it's none other than Starlink. Starlink is ran by none other than the almighty Elon Musk. And his goal, is a beautiful goal by the way, is to have internet accessible anywhere on the planet with Starlink. I mean, that's such a good cause, man. I mean, think about it. You're in the middle of the ocean, in the Atlantic or Pacific Ocean, whatever, and you have internet. You're in the Sahara Desert, in the middle of nowhere. You don't have access to water, but you have access to internet. You're in Antarctica, the coldest place on the planet, nothing to see in the horizon because of that blizzard. You have nothing with you, but you have internet. That's a big deal. And don't forget guys, half the world doesn't have access to internet either because they can't afford it or it's just not available there. And if it is, it's super slow, like dial-up slow. So Starlink hopes to fix that, and anywhere you are, wherever you are, you can always use high-speed internet, and that's just freaking amazing. The thing is guys, we live in a world with technology, and internet is probably the biggest part of that. If the whole world just loses internet for 5 minutes, well, I think all of us have experienced that, but nonetheless, when you guys lose internet, you know how angry you get? You don't have access to anything. Online banking, forget it. Your Netflix, forget it. You know, you got your YouTube, forget it. Anything, everything is all linked to the internet. And if that goes out, that goes down, I think that's gonna be the next crisis when some solar flare hits us hits us, all the lights go out, all the internet goes out, everything, and we're sent back to caveman. Well, not literally sent back to caveman, but we literally will have nothing to do. We can't do anything at all. So internet is very important when it comes to human life, because now it's part of us. We use it everywhere we go. We use it every second of our lives, whether you like it or not. And at this point, it's a necessity to have internet. We all need internet. Not that you want it anymore, we need it. Just like how we need water, food, and electricity to survive, internet is now part of that, in my opinion at least. Recently, SpaceX, which another company that I would love to buy, but it's not part of this list, shipped about 100,000 Starlink terminals to their customers, furthering their test towards the project. Although Starlink is not making any money or not generating any revenue, it is acknowledged by Elon Musk. He even stated that only several years in the future, when revenue growth is smooth and predictable, that's when he's going to probably put the company on the stock market, which is amazing because he does think about his investors. Yeah, I mean, I would love to buy a profitable company. I'm sure everybody would. So thank you, Elon, for thinking about all of us. We love you. Low key, he's saying here he doesn't want to pull a Nikola. What a good guy. But if Starlink becomes successful, the amount of generation of profits and revenue is through the roof. They're gonna change the world for the better. It's revolutionary, and I would love to be part of that revolutionary. It's such a good cause, man. Who doesn't want to be part of this? These are the 5 companies that I hope to see on the stock market in the next 1 to 5 years. Let me know if you guys agree in the comments down below. Let me know what companies that you guys want to see in the stock market soon. Now, if you guys already do invest in the stock market and you don't have Tesla stock, check out the Tesla's price talk in 10 years. You'll be surprised, as well as the Apple and the Google or Alphabet one. You guys will be surprised. All right, check out these videos. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.